American Dream. And his boy, the Hacksaw, Duggan. But notice that Dusty Rhodes is in danger of bumping into both of these fellas at the same time. Manager Buck Robley just got out of the ring in time, and maybe he got out ahead of time. He got to tell Duggan what to do. Duggan looks like the type who would benefit from somebody telling him what to do. Dusty Rhodes, now a Houston boy. He has bought a home in Houston and is going to make Houston the center of operations. With a rodeo in town, I would say that Duggan is acting more like an educated horse, trying to prove he can count. The way he uses that hoof of his. There is Dusty, the American Dream from one end of the wrestling world to the other. He is as much the American Dream in Tokyo as he is in Atlanta, Georgia, or wherever he might be. Dusty Rhodes, man who defeated Harley Race for the world's heavyweight title, and mighty, mighty proud Texan that he won. He lost the title to Ric Flair, the NWA title. Notice there, that's Willie Nelson's main man, Dusty Rhodes. At a recent New Year's Eve celebration in the Summit with Willie Nelson there, Dusty Rhodes was up on the platform singing along with Willie, but then it's not the first time nor the last time. But there's no evidence that Willie ever came into the ring and helped Dusty. Nice move by Dusty. Bounced him, and Duggan with 2 G's gets dropped from one side of the ring to the other. Now, regardless of how Duggan makes out in this battle with Dusty Rhodes, he will face Bruiser Brody here in the Coliseum next Friday night. That match is signed and sealed, and Duggan, on the basis of his reputation as one of the wildcats in wrestling, I was going to say he won the right to meet Bruiser Brody, but that's a dubious prize, because Brody is the kind of guy that knocks your head off whether you've got a great reputation or not. Hard punishment by Duggan. And he right now is trying to cloud up the American Dream. So down goes Dusty and out goes Dusty as Duggan follows him up. We've got a melee going on alongside of us here as Duggan slams him into the ring. Chairs go in different directions, and there goes Duggan. He is trying to ruin Dusty Rhodes with that chair, and this is Duggan. You better look out, because this is also the favorite weapon of Bruiser Brody. And as Duggan uncorks, Dusty is stretched out on the concrete. He is bleeding from the bashing that his head has taken from the chair. And Buck Robley goes around there and taunts Dusty Rhodes, and he's daring him to get back up in the ring. Dusty's got enough problems. He's just been belted with a chair. He is being ripped apart now as he starts back into the ring, and the former NWA champion is in his toughest spot as he has been. And Duggan, Hacksaw, is trying to make it even tougher as His manager eggs him on. Dusty trying to shrug off the punishment. Dusty with a tremor that is so much a trademark of his ability to shake off punishment and almost to put himself into another world while he's taking it and get out of it. Dusty has taken more punishment in his time and recovered than almost any other man in the game. 5 minutes have gone by as the Hacksaw tries to garrot Dusty Rhodes. So Dusty rises up and lives the fight again. And he looks for a place to bash him. Slam with the back of the hand. And again he comes back with a roundhouse left. Dusty, and he drops in there for the guillotine drop, and he didn't make it. The Hacksaw comes pounding away now as Dusty's head turns red here. That blonde hair is being blasted and colored by the blood that is pouring from the cut on Dusty's head. But he has reached up here for a handful of Duggan, and he found it, and he ripped it. And Dusty roars. The crowd roars along with him. Duggan has been knocked down, not only knocked down to the canvas, but here is Dusty Rhodes determined he's going to put him down there and stay down there. And Dusty uses the back of that elbow, and if he's got him in position, he'll catch him again. This could be the fall. Dusty on top. There's Buck Robley, and Robley has interfered in the match. We've got Rhodes. Well, Dusty was trying to drag him into the ring. Now, with Robley in there holding him, we've got the bell ringing, and there's no doubt that here is Bruiser Brody. Bruiser Brody into that ring, and as Buck Robley takes after Dusty Rhodes, look at the Bruiser and the mad. We talk about a mad battle next week. We've got a mad battle going on this week as they pour through the ropes and off onto the floor. We've got Brody and Hacksaw behind us. Here is Buck Robley going after Bruiser Brody. Here is Dick Slater. Dick Slater comes into the ring, and he takes after Robley. We've got the thing filling up all over the place here with Duggan and Brody are on the outside of the ring, and there is a pile driver as Bob Sweetan came down from the dressing room, and Brody here just hit the Hacksaw with a chair. We've got 4, 5, 6 people. Everybody standing here at the Sam Houston Coliseum. A huge crowd tonight, and the action has overflowed as Brody comes up into the ring, and Slater is the victim. Slater is down. Slater was given a pile driver, much in the manner of Scott Casey, who has been sidelined out of wrestling. Tremendous.
The all-American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
So Bruiser Brody is anxious now as he bends over the form of Dick Slater, and Slater holds onto his neck. He has been dropped on his head. He has been belted down into the mat with all of Sweetan's weight, and now we've got Brody working over him here and trying to fix him. Brody and Slater are due to face Gino Hernandez and Tully Blanchard here tonight. And Slater right now has tried to come to the rescue of his partner, and I'll tell you, this is a solemn moment. This crowd here is talking to each other, and Dick Slater is in trouble. So we tell you this, that we will be back here in a moment. We'll be back here in a moment. Let's have this word from Doug Russell Chevrolet, where they are celebrating their first full year in business. Well, we here at the interview booth following this match have...
Brody, let me tell you something. You don't stick your nose in my business. You don't stick your nose in Hacksaw Duggan's business. You saw what I did to that fat slob American Dream. Left him lying bloody in the ring, and you big slob Brody come down and stuck your nose in my business.
He's
That's a
able to
mistake
take
for
and
you.
stick your nose all over that ring.
Do nothing,
He's
man.
going to have the chance.
You got the chance, Brody. My name's on the contract, Jack. You get in that ring one-on-one. It had to come, big man. You and me in the ring, tough guy, and we'll just see who's going to take care of who, Jack.
Hacksaw Duggan, a man who has few words but uses them often. And I suppose you're pretty proud of yourself and for what you did to Scott Casey and what you just did to Dick Slater.
That's right. I'm very proud of it because I do something I enjoy. I hurt people. I put the fear of Sweet Tan in their hearts every time they step in the ring with me.
I haven't noticed that you enjoy being punished to any great degree.
Listen, when you step in the ring in professional wrestling, you have to accept what comes your way. You never hear me cry about being hurt. I don't want other people to cry about being hurt because they get hit by the devastating pile driver.
Well, it's the way that you use it that comes into... You're supposed to keep your feet on the mat when you use that hold.
Oh, let me refresh your memory. There is nothing in the rule book, and I have read it from cover to cover. There is nothing in the rule book that says you have to keep your feet on the mat when you pile drive somebody. You can apply it any way you want. And here I'm a perfectionist. I perfect my hold. I do it better than anybody else in the world, and that's why everybody's afraid of it, and that's the only reason.
Bob Sweetan, who is going to have his troubles before this thing is straightened out. And you look pretty pleased with yourself. Something tells me you're the guy started all this stuff when you came into that ring tonight. You grabbed Dusty Rhodes by the foot. You're the guy who grabbed him by the foot. And those people over here, they all saw.
I didn't instigate anything like that in my life, Mr. Boss.
Sure did.
I wouldn't do anything like that. I conduct myself as a gentleman ringside. But I want to say this to one person. That Bruiser Brody, you saw what happened to Dusty Rhodes? That's just to start what's going to happen to you, Bruiser Brody, when I turn that hacksaw loose. And let me tell you something, Mr. Bosch.
You're going to have Lou Thez in that ring as referee. And when you turn him loose, Lou Thez will have one of his eyes on you.
It doesn't make any difference, Mr. Bosch, who the referee is. I'm not going to be responsible next week when I bring Hacksaw to the ring and turn him loose. I'm not responsible for his actions. And Brody, you're getting what's coming to you next week.
Buck Robley.
I want a little respect out of these people here, too, Mr.
You're
Bosch.
getting a little respect, very little.
I demand more next time I come.
So here we have Buck Robley, the man who started it all when he came up there and jerked the foot of Dusty Rhodes. And it wound up with the injury to Dick Slater, and I don't know what has happened there. But let me tell you this right now, that next Friday night here at the Sam Houston Coliseum, regardless of what happened there, it will be Bruiser Brody against that wild man Hacksaw Duggan. We know that this will be in the main event. Chavo Guerrero will battle Gino Hernandez, gorgeous Gino Hernandez. This will be the other one. Lou Thez is going to referee the battle between Duggan and Bruiser Brody, and nobody can envy him his job. Let's call over Bruiser Brody. And Brody, I want to tell you, Duggan takes a dim view of you.
You know, Paul, I've been coming to Houston for a long time, and I fought a lot of good and a lot of mean and a lot of big and a lot of championship wrestlers right here in Houston. For weeks, everybody, I mean here in Houston and everywhere else, has been asking about Bruiser Brody and Hacksaw Duggan. I was on Southwest Championship Wrestling 3 weeks ago, and I told everybody, I never wrestled the man, but I never ran from him. There was a time when I was supposed to wrestle him, and I didn't, for whatever reason. But I want to tell everybody in Houston right now that Bruiser Brody will be here early, as in 7 o'clock next week. And I'm going to be here real damn early for one reason. because I want to be here and watch Hacksaw Duggan come right in the back door. And I want to watch him go in the dressing room door. And I want to watch him come out of the dressing room door. And I'm going to watch him until the minute he gets in the ring. And then when he gets in the ring, all this confusion about who is and who isn't will be settled, because Bruiser Brody can do one thing better than anybody else. He can back up his big mouth.
Bruiser Brody, who backs up his big mouth. No question about that. No question. Ooh, we are surrounded here by frantic fans. It's a great night, another great night.